common problem people have on their home network setups is that they do not have enough network cables, or the cables aren't long enough to reach their ISP modem. So you can see we've got our thin client, we've got our telephone here if you're using a Teleworker telephone, and we have our PoE power injector to power the telephone. What we can do in this setup is that we can connect our PoE phone to the PoE injector and into our home network like we normally would. And then we can connect the thin client into the actual telephone to give it its network cabling. And I'll demonstrate that in each piece. So the first thing to note is the PoE injector. It's kind of the key to the whole system in this setup. So you'll notice this one is from TrendNet, and it has a power data out. That's the connection that goes to your telephone. It has got a data in. That's the connection that goes to your home ISP router. So let's go ahead and connect the home ISP router first. I have 4 available connections in the back of the system. They're usually in yellow, but they don't have to be. They could be black. As you can see, I put the yellow cable in one of the available ports for use with this video. So right now I'm going to take the other end of the yellow cable, and I'm going to plug it into the PoE injector. Okay, so now you can see I have got the data in connection completed. The next step is going to be to connect my telephone cable, the cable from the telephone, which happens to be blue. It doesn't have to be, but in this case it's blue. I'm going to connect that into the power data out option. You can see that I have that connected. And now if I turn the phone actually over, you'll see the phone has power. It's starting to power up. So while this is happening, you can actually turn the phone over and look at the back of it again. So you can see the blue cable is going into the furthest port on the right-hand side when it's on the back. So now what we want to do is there's a port right next to it, which is right here, and we want to connect the network cable from our thin client into that port. Okay, so you can see that I connected a network cable from my thin client into that secondary port, and it goes back to the thin client. Once the computer connects up properly, you will see the telephone into a locked state. From here you can use a hot desk function to connect into your hot desk extension. For contact center people, this will be your agent extension. So basically you hit the hot desk button, you press the login button, you enter your extension, and for my example I'm going to use a particular extension that I have for testing. This would be your agent extension. Press enter, and on the pin just press enter as well. The system will go ahead and go through the login process and bring up that extension for you to use like you're on the bank network. If you look at the back of the thin client, you'll notice that there's a green light with an amber flashing light. That means you have network connectivity to be able to use the thin client as well. So now you can see I'm connected to the network as well as the Teleworker phone is connected. This really comes in handy when you only have one network connection on the back of your home ISP modem, or you have a cable that's not long enough and you need to connect a Teleworker phone and a thin client.